area we disagree on, actually, that we did in the pre-discussion of this,
Mhm.
was the size of
Yeah.
resume.
Yeah.
So
So,
I've always been told is you keep it one page
right.
and 2 pages max kind of deal.
Right.
Just to it's kind of more of that what have you done for me lately? But
Hmm.
you actually said your resume is
Six
six
pages.
pages.
Yeah, six
Which
pages.
it's not 10. Remember
No,
we
no.
did some interviews at one of our previous companies that we'd
Yeah.
have people come in with like 10, and
Right.
it's really nothing of value after a certain point, I felt. And maybe
Right.
that's just structure of the resume.
Right.
Maybe
Right.
maybe that has a lot to do with it. But then I asked you why? Why do you think it's
Yeah.
important to have more than 1 or 2 pages? And we could go into
Yeah,
that
yeah.
on
For
here.
me, I mean, if you're a senior developer or you're a systems architect and you've got quite a bit of industry experience in there, you're right. Throughout the years, technology
Changes.
changes.
Yep.
New methodologies come out.
Hmm.
And you just
Right.
the main thing about the 6 page or the 10 page resume, in my opinion, is that it shows work history.
Right.
My first 14 years in the industry, I only worked at 3 companies, so it shows longevity, it shows
Right. Yeah.
dedication,
Right.
things of that nature. So
Rather than
that's
having a whole bunch of white space on the
right,
first
right,
page.
and whether
Yeah.
some companies they take that serious. They want to know,
Yeah.
if we hire you, you're not going to jump 6 months or a year from now.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, but you don't
so
need the pages to display that though. You
no,
have
but
years.
right, right.
So
In our pre-discussion before we started the episode, we were talking about length of the resumes, and I started thinking about it, and really, it's nice to have, and probably most companies are not going to go through the whole thing and look at it.
right. Yeah.
So I could possibly add,
Yeah.
after this episode, go
Because I
back
remember,
and
like, at
update my
our
resume.
previous company, like, in particular, we had a bunch of 10-page resumes coming in, and we would only print, like, 3 pages.
Yeah, the first 3
Because, so,
pages.
I
Yeah,
mean, I see that, and I'm
yeah,
like, this is
yeah,
why you shouldn't do a super long resume. But I think you can do it right if you format that first page as,
right.
you have a section for
Hmm.
frameworks, you have a
Yes,
section for technologies you've
right,
used, libraries, like hackathons, and then you have just starting out your experience, your most recent, and
right,
stuff like
right.
that. I think if you format it right, and then it's kind of like turn for more, or but they
Yeah,
they
yeah.
say, and it's a true thing. I think recruiters and stuff will only look at like 15-30 seconds. They'll
Yeah,
peek,
right.
and if they don't see something interesting, it goes in the
Yeah,
trash.
it's
So
like I said about the one recruiter that gave me the
yeah,
frameworks
yeah, because they want
tip.
something they can look
Yeah,
at
just a
and
quick,
just know.
yeah, and
Yep.
if you go back 15 years ago, the frameworks or the keywords of technology that I use, it's not being used
No, I
today.
know. Well,
So
that's why I was like,
so
why should you
yeah,
do it
yeah,
that long? Because I
right,
know they're not looking at that fifth and sixth page and being like, oh, this guy did desktop development,
right,
but he's
right,
applying to a web. And that's why I
yeah,
asked
yeah.
you on it and wanted to fill out why you think that was important or if it was. Because that's a viewpoint that we kind of differ on.
Yeah,
And obviously, I'm a lot younger in my career,
right,
right? And
right.
I'm already having the point where I'm like, ooh, I really want to keep. So I worked at Seagate Technology, which is a big tech name brand on there, and I'm
Right.
already like, oh, I don't want to take it off, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I don't. What I do instead of is it's kind of like a footnote. It
Mm,
says Seagate intern, and then the years or the
right,
term.
right.
And that's it. I don't put any description just because I'm trying to keep it to that one
Yeah.
page.
This is a good
But
point in time to just ask our viewers, in the comment section, what do you think?
yeah,
Do you think
what do you
quick,
think?
10-page resumes, is it important to have your entire work history on your resume or
Yep.
just your last 3 jobs?
Yeah.
I want to hear from our viewers.
Yeah.
What do they think?
Yeah, they can.
I mean, I definitely, you're starting to make me think, and you're starting to make me,
Well, I mean, if you've
want
got
to
jobs
change
with
something.
them, though, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
you've
yeah.
been you've had no issues finding opportunities.
No,
So
no, but if it
you
can
can
help
look at it.
streamline
Yeah. Yeah.
my resume and make it more attractive.
Yeah.
Obviously
Yeah.
I haven't had a problem
Yeah.
finding interviews, but you're right. I mean,
And
is it really relevant?
I just know from a lot of stuff I read, because I was really big on, like, when I was going to school, I was reading, like, everybody at a certain point, I think, has this thing where they're like, "Ooh, I want to, what would it be like to work at Google or
Right, right.
Microsoft?" And that's where
Hmm.
I probably got it from, and just have kept to that
Right.
rule. Even though I'm not in the valley or at one of those companies,
Hmm.
obviously I've strayed from what my wants and where I want to work at and stuff like that a little bit. But I kept, like, the things they say to do for those companies,
Hmm.
because it's still very relevant for, like, if you can do some of the stuff that it takes to get at those companies, I mean, you're gonna land at a
Right.
lot of companies
Right.
out there.
So with all this.